welcome to our timber frame. This is our home. The timber frame itself is approximately 40 feet long by 24 feet wide. 2 stories. Right now, this is the main entry. Everything's kind of boarded up right now. We're just trying to keep the snow and the rain out while we're framing on the inside. But yeah, so basically this is the entry. This is where the stairwell will be to go up to the 2nd floor. We've got a fun bridge. So this thing's gonna be really cool when we're done. We call this the bridge. This will all be wide open. And then yeah, as you come in, right here will be our great room / living room. And we got our big 3 beautiful windows on the 1st floor, and then one big large picture window up top. So this will all be open, and it'll all be exposed. If you went this way, this will be our master bedroom. And so we would enter that through here, come in here, and this will be, like I said, the master bedroom, and then our master bath. So we've got a couple of windows. Then we've got a walkout door to the patio through our master bedroom. And you can see that we kind of integrated a lot of stick frames with the timber frame. Right here is the stairwell, and there'll be a wall right here. So this will be closed off with stairs coming up in an L shape up to the 2nd floor. But if you would come in here, this is going to open up to the kitchen on the right, and then our dining room on the left. So kitchen, we've got a couple of windows, 3 windows here. The sink will be there in front of the windows. But the really cool part about this kitchen is, I know Melissa's she loves this part. This is this big walk-in pantry. Goes in here, it's got its own window. There'll be countertops on each side, and then we're gonna put a little secret door through to the garage. So when you have your groceries, you just download your groceries through the little door. Boom, they go right into the pantry, or quick, easy walk into the refrigerator. So that's the kitchen and the pantry. And then going this way is going to be really cool. So our dining room, attached to the kitchen, but we've got a great big fireplace. So we're doing a 6 foot wide by 4 foot tall fireplace, and it'll be a stove insert. So great supplemental heat. We don't have to turn the boiler on so early in the season and go through all that wood. We can just, if we wanted to for the night, it's going to get down to 45, use the stove, and that'll get us through early fall and then late spring. So instead of having the boiler on all the time and sucking down all that wood. But yeah, this is basically the 1st floor of the timber frame. This is the 2nd floor. This is basically where you would come to the top of the stairs, and this is where you would land on the bridge. So over here, what we've got is basically open area. It's going to be, good library area, kids' homework area, play area, good reading nooks, that kind of stuff. It's also the transition to the top floor for the garage, so all the bonus area. You'll travel down the bridge, and this is where the kids' bedrooms are. And so, there'll be a bedroom over here and a bedroom over here, and they'll be separate with a wall, and we're going to do a closet that they share, and then they can kind of use a little secret passageway to get back to each other's rooms. Some of the big picture windows over each side for the bedrooms, and then over the bridge, those 2 picture windows match each other, so all that light and air will be able to flow through here pretty nice. You probably kind of saw the floor already. So the floor is a lot of 1 inch thick stock that we got when we secured all of our timbers. And basically, you probably see it looks kind of uneven, and you see some of the wane on a lot of the planks. But the idea is more so for the first floor ceiling. So it's a great floor to walk on, but from the bottom looking up, it's going to look like that rough sawn plank. You know, you're walking on the second floor here. There's going to be a completely another floor on top of this. So this is basically, this is the subfloor. It's just kind of for aesthetics for the first floor. You've probably seen the timbers, and you're looking at them and you're like, well, why aren't these like nice, bright, brand new white wood? The reason is they were in a barn for 20 plus years before we got them. And then when we got them, we brought them to our property, and they were out in the elements. You know, they got sun-kissed, and some of them kind of got warped, but you know, timber framing, there's a lot of tricks you can do to make all the things come together and look really cool. When we saw it all come together, it just looked more like an old-timey time barn, and we really liked that look. It looked pretty cool, and it was kind of a cool thing that happened. And so you'll see a lot of the gray timbers, and we power washed them, and you know, we got a lot of the stuff off, but they, you know, they still maintain a little bit of that gray, which is kind of cool. Like, you come in and it looks like a barn. But you'll notice though too, some of them don't look so old, and those are the timbers that we actually milled here on the property. So we went down out back and felled our own trees and brought them back up and put them on the mill, and you know, we come to the dimensions we needed, and we threw them up in the house. And so I would say about 60% of the timbers are what we purchased from the fella up the road, and then you know, the other 40% are timbers that we actually made here on the property. This is our patio, our porch, front porch. It's approximately 40 feet wide and 8 feet deep. We wanted to do this to increase our living space outside. It definitely did that. So it wraps around the whole front of the house, and then to our west side of the house, and all the way to the back. The idea is when we screen the west side, you know, we'll add even more space, kind of like outside living space, keep the bugs out. But that attaches to our room, the master bedroom on the west side of the house. So, you know, we can wake up, do our coffee thing, or come out in the evening, have a glass of wine, and not get eaten alive by all the mosquitoes out here out in the boonies. But yeah, if we go this way, then we'll show the back real quick. But like I said before, you're going to see a lot of the whole front of the house is boarded up. It's because our windows are covered on purpose to keep all the elements out. So, you know, we don't have to fight so hard on the inside. This is obviously the back side of the house. A couple things you'll notice is the timbers are still patinaed. They've got that gray on there. It's because the outside, there's just no point to really power wash them and bring them back to that amber color. So they'll be gray forever, but they're going to get covered up and you'll never see that gray anymore, but they still look pretty cool. A lot of folks are probably going to ask, hey, why are you guys doing a timber frame and you're doing conventional studs in between, and you're not doing SIPs? The reason why is, in our area, if you're going to do a timber frame, you need to have a licensed engineer, bless off on it and have his stamp of approval, use his plans and all that stuff. We didn't want to do that. We were trying to save cash, and to be honest with you, we wanted to be the ones that designed it. So we designed this whole structure, and the way around that was with our building inspectors. If we built the timber frame and then we studded in between, basically they would feel more comfortable if we didn't go the SIPs route. And we didn't want to do the SIPs too. It's a whole nother package. It adds so much more money to finish building the home and doing all that stuff. So it is way slower, but we're saving cash. And like I've said before, it's you know, you're either going to pay cash or you got to come up with time. We are fortunate enough we've got the time. So we're saving the cash and we're putting the time in.
Thanks for popping in and taking our house tour with us. If you have any comments or questions about what we're doing, then feel free to leave that in the comments below and we will try to get back to you. Thank you for taking our house tour.
Why didn't you say it like that? What are you doing?
Subscribe.